Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Space Engineers. We are lying in our bunk here on the scrap metal on Mars, which you can't see from in here. Really should have put in windows or something. Yeah, well. So, I also should have given myself hydrogen because I'm quite low. Let's get some of that. Refill. Oh, oxygen as well. Perfect. Okay. So, let me think. What on earth happened? So last time we landed on Mars. We are here on the red dusty planet, sort of on the cusp of the pole. I built that little thing, which is now welded up. That's what I did in the interim. So I came in off camera, did a little bit of welding, just because I wanted to. And I also redesigned this thing a bit. This was our little dune buggy, if you recall, that we built last episode to go and salvage a crashed drone. And it didn't drive well. It was not very good. So a couple things I did. I lowered the suspension, so it used to be one block. I guess I raised the suspension. It used to be one block taller than it is, which I think made it too top heavy. I also widened the front wheel distance out wider than the rear by a notable amount. So that's something I kind of thought about it. I've seen it done in go-karts before, and I think I did some research. I think that maybe every car does this to some varying degree. And essentially what it does, I can take it for a little spin here, if I take off the parking brake. So it takes off. Well, okay. Bad example. Well, are we still... Okay, we're still movable. Just lost a bit. Uh, okay, what it's supposed to do is improve your turning radius so that when you turn, essentially it puts more... So how a car works, when you're turning, all the force goes to the front wheel that is making the turn. So by having those out wider than the general body of the vehicle, it's supposed to avoid flipping like that. I overcooked it pretty badly there and blew up the rear end. Uh, so that's happened. But in general, it performs a good bit better than it did, so that's a bonus, I guess. Also, why is the game stuttering like that? Got real angry there. Okay. So, I thought it'd done a lot better on Mars. It could be that the gravity doesn't help it, because that is the issue. I think this vehicle is too light, but I don't really have a good way to make it heavier. So, yeah. Just patch it up like nothing ever happened. I think I lost a tail light. Definitely lost a connector. And tail light. I doubt I have the parts. Oh, I do. I doubt I have those parts, though. Yep, like nothing ever happened. Like nothing ever. Come on, squirrel wheel. Come on. Okay, that's too slow. Oh, that was a turret. I saw that turret move and it looked like a person and I got very scared. Okay. So, set these up like I vaguely remember they were. There we go. I think I'll have to re-add, yep, our connector. But, okay. So, all that aside, that's real close too. Hello up there. Please don't shoot me. I think we're fine. Okay, so that mess aside, my plan for today is I want to finish the base structure of the dome and maybe start getting some stuff into it. So some of our equipment that we'll eventually need. Pick up the scrap for my explosion. And I may go out and do some scouting around some of the ore deposits that we could see coming in from space. See if I can find some sources of valuable goods. Because the goal here, in theory, we should be able to make this happen much quicker than Earth. But we're going to still need resources. And there might be some valuable resources out there that we couldn't get as easily on Earth. I need steel, that's why I came here. Just give me... we don't have a ton left either. Well, that's fine. That should be enough to at least frame it out. Give me my bits. Okay. Away we go. Ooh. It's a real nice sunset I just noticed. Well, I stare directly into the sun, which I guess isn't wise, but whatever. It's also a bummer because it is the sunset, which means most of my building will be in the dark. But, oh well, that's what you get, I suppose. Yeah, it's quite nice here. It's like a beach if there was no water or air. Hmm. Okay. Now that's something dome-like. It looks a little bit of a mess in the corner there because everything's unwelded. But yeah, I think that could work. Nice and big and imposing. I wish we had windows for these bits. These are the sort of fancy new blocks. Because that would make a cool spot for like spotlight coming in. I could, in theory, well. So these blocks here, I don't know why I couldn't say block there. These blocks could probably be turned into windows. Were these? Those are new ones. Like this little corner could be a window. But, so I can have some big sweeping. In fact, that may be what I do, is have like sweeping windows kind of going up the curve on each side. Yeah, I think that'll work. And it leaves a nice spot up here. So I may put some wind turbines up here and maybe a turret dead in the center. Oops. Oh, that's energy. I don't need energy. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Because I do need to have some way to defend this place. Maybe I'll build some little outbuildings. I talked about having outbuildings, so maybe I just have those out and around with turrets on them. Kinda in various key positions. I could even build some separate from the base, just little defensive points. Like little guard towers. Oh, and a benefit of this design, you can almost walk up the whole thing. In fact, let's see. Oh ho ho! So I can just walk straight up the side of the dome if I so wish. That's pretty sweet. Nope. Hello, signal. Could actually go get that. Because the downside, I've built all this. Well, hello, Earth. That's a good view, too. I chose a good spot. Moons. I don't know what. That must be one of the other planets. Because there is more than... In fact, yeah, because there's another. So that's probably the snow one, which I think was called Triton or Titan or something. And then Pertram is the Mad Max planet, which is way off in the distance. So I can practically see everything from here. Maybe I'll just put a lawn chair up here and sit out on the stars. Oh, it's like I really live in a desert now. Okay. Well, I guess I should finish framing all this up and then, I guess, well, I guess cough to death, because that's what I do. And then weld it up, which is going to take forever and be not very fun. But oh well. That's what I get, I suppose. So, okay. Oh, and I need power. Oh, and fuel. Okay. All is good. Another super gremlin. This must be just Gremlin Alley. Hopefully that's not going to be a, what's the word? Not precursor. Omen. Omen of things to come. So we don't need no gremlins here. Space Engineers is full of them. Oh, out of steel. Ooh. Got a ton of steel to begin with. How much? Got a ton of iron, though. Make even more steel, please. We'll have that much. That, I think, is 3,000 plate. I kind of lost track. So, we'll be alright. Worst comes to worst, the entire planet can be turned into steel plate, so... It used to be so much nicer. So, I do appreciate the new blocks. They're very handy, because before them, you couldn't do things like a dome. But, it used to be so nice, because you used to just be able to go bonk, 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 and then you could start the next row by going bonk, and it would be back to this piece. But now we have these two extras, which do come in great handy. Great handy, that's... I don't think that's English. But, the flow. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned, I guess. I miss my good old days. Back when we only had a few blocks and had to make weird, jagged, ribbed creations. Because that's all we could do. Good old days. Okay. Well, it's pretty impressive from inside, even unwelded. I think the windows will do nice. Guess it's time to figure out... Well, it's not really even figure out, I just have to commit to welding. Nice little... Build a little staircase in, which will be much nicer when it's done. Have a little airlock so that we can pressurize this whole area, I guess. It'll be a big area to pressurize, but I guess that's kind of the idea of having a little Mars dome. So yeah, a whole lot of welding in my future. Take some of these. Whoopee! Well, at least I can weld while standing on it. Makes life a little easier. It's gonna take a while. Let's see. I wonder... It might be a better option here, as opposed to doing this all by hand. Can I modify the drill ship? If I can turn it into a welding ship... I don't know how easy that would be. It's not really piped for that. Well, I have an idea. I think it might be time to return to an old friend. Build us up another Buzzy. Oh, it's just moving along that thing. Yeah. Okay. So let's we'll need some steel. We should have enough bits to build a simple drone. Won't be anything flashy, but... won't be anything flashy, but... should get the job done. Let's make it a different color. This will be the blue Buzzy. There we go. Okay. Build ourselves a little strut to build off of. Now, if I recall, it was a pretty simple design. The main structure sort of consisted of one of those, one of these, which I can't build. Okay. Just have some of those. That should let me place everything. So one of those, and then that. Okay. And then we'll need some thrust. Which I guess we could use a big thruster. That should do it. But small thrust should do it too. In theory, we won't need as much thrust because we are on a planet that has less gravity. Go ahead and put that there. That there. And we need our battery, which can sit up there. And if I do this, side thrust in there. Then all the bits you need for the drone part of a drone. So antenna there. Do that. Our remote control. That camera just slapped right on front of it, and then we've got an area over here for whatever fun we might want to add. Okay. Yeah. So let's get the parts. Okay, that's all the parts we can get. Okay, I don't think that worked. There's some weird issue with trying to draw... yeah, trying to draw parts out of a subgrid. It doesn't seem to like doing. So... Or at least out of a ship connected to another like that, because technically the fuel arm is a subgrid, but and put bits in all of these. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that means the nearby cargo doesn't really work. 15 motors. Oh, I guess they do take a lot of motors. Hopefully we have motors. And that was just because my inventory was full. Okay, give me the bits. So, carefully navigate and avoid whacking into the mining ship. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure are a lot of things out and about here that you could really whack into if you aren't careful. Okay. So that and that. Oh, there's another unknown signal over there. I didn't go get the first one. Okay. And then last but not least... yeah, that's in there. I don't think we have power cells. Yeah. We'll put everything else in. Let's go ahead and... production... Let's see if we can do 20 of them. So it slowly pulls. I guess while that goes, we've got a whole rover down here. We can go, maybe there'll be power cells in the unknown signal. A little bump. Yeah, you can already see it tracks a lot better than it was. You know, it's still a little bit... Part of it I added a gyroscope, and I think that does help. Because any of the little bumps that normally knock it off course, it kind of holds position better. Still a little squirrely, but... overall... Oh, this is one that flies, I think. It's getting close. Oh, it's trying to fly. It is unable. Which might be a bad sign, because maybe atmospheric thrusters don't work here. Huh. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Let's disassemble this whole thing. Oh. A lovely gift of 40 plates. Okay, away we go. So those power cells should have been built by now. I'll have to test, because that does concern me. I didn't take into account that atmospheric thrusters may not work as efficiently here as on Earth, even if they do work. So despite lower gravity, it may be something where you need even more thrust. So we'll get the battery built and see. Give me your bits. There we go. Okay. And now I can take out the rest for the battery. There we go. Okay. So, remote access. Small grid, let's just do into terminal first. Or this is the Blue Buzzy. Blue Buzzy. Perfect. Now let's get some things set. So, remote control. We'll assign it the camera. That's all good. Now we control. Okay. Cool. Not thrusters. Thrusters. BB for Blue Buzzy. Okay. Name that. And then just for ease. So. Toggle those on off. Want that to view for if we're connected. Switch lock and toggle block on off for that. Now we'll add it as a tool. That way we aren't just constantly welding if we don't want to be. And just for ease, we'll have that there. Okay. So now is the moment of truth. Will it hover? Okay. We are good. I'm not sure why the other thing didn't hover, but Blue Buzzy seems ready for service. Let's go ahead. Do I have another connector anywhere? I don't think I do. Not facing up anyway. Might be something useful to add, but in fact, let me see if there's a hole in it. Ooh. This might depressurize this section of the ship. Nope, it won't because there's a battery there. That's right, most of this forward was batteries. This is a little bit of mapping. The cargo container that's down in the sort of battery room is connected to this. It used to just be a normal conveyor. So I can't do it there. There might be a spot back here. What's below me here? So it's the midline of the ship. I don't know if there is actually a port. I think that is really the only spot there that has one convenient. Is there anywhere else? Guess I could just stick one off the top here if I wanted. Yeah. Not a super convenient spot. Oh well. What we'll go ahead and do, we will move this boy forward. Maybe kind of sideways. Because it shouldn't actually uh, need to be connected. At least when it's just sitting here. Because it's got hydrogen, the hydrogen engine. Take control of the blue buzzy. And... come on. A little forward, there it goes. Okay. So... that would be the battery. Fully recharged in 11 minutes. Go ahead and close out of that. And rename this. Guess it won't be perfect, because if we have to turn this into a grinding ship, that'll be destroyed anyway. But that should let us easily find it in the cargo. So yeah, we'll let it charge for a second. And then get to welding. Oh, that's something I need to do. Let's go... I need to have power on that thing, so I need to build a battery. Even if I don't have any wind farms or anything yet, I can get the stuff queued up. So that takes 80. That's the wrong number. There we go. So we'll see. How much nickel do we have? Okay, quite a bit. So nickel, iron, silicon. Okay, so we can make quite a few battery bits. So that's good to know. It's not fully charged. It's only been a couple minutes. I guess we can go... should I start laying out? No, it'd be better to weld all this up first. So then everything is out of the way. And then go from there. I guess I could dump those off and then... I could start laying out where I want my kind of side buildings. So I thought about... this would be kind of the main concourse area. And also the production facilities. Kind of the whole shebang. And I guess I should... it could be nice to put living in here as well. Have everything kind of in one building. My idea is to have this be not a perfect recreation, but sort of a mimicking of like an actual habitation dome. So the idea would be that this is actually exterior space. You can just walk around in atmosphere that you can breathe. So maybe over here I'll have the housing. Could have like some buildings off each corner there. And then the machinery stuff out here that they can observe through windows. Because what a greater view could you ask for than a large industrial machine? I do want, however, a little garage building, which I'm sort of thinking goes over here. So,
inventory full.
whoops, I forgot. Well, we can go from here. Actually, maybe. Yeah. No. So, what I want to do is I want to have these be glass as well. So I should have a full block. I'll have this kind of down here so it looks like it merges into the ground, because it does. And I can actually use that space under there to run a conveyor line. Because I can do... I probably didn't show this already. May have caught glimpses of it, but... Well, goodbye, plate. So if we kind of loop in here and go around, this is... Well, there that goes. This is a big empty space. Where I leveled it off based on the slope of the ground. So what I'm probably going to do is have a lot of the piping and stuff running under here to kind of connect to things. I may have some up above just for the look of it, kind of in the industrial side, where pipes are coming into things. But for the most part, I can run like oxygen underground, and I can have a connection coming out this way that isn't super obvious. Granted, it could be kind of cool to have a tube that just comes out of the wall up there, too. Decisions. Do I want to be sensible and bury my utilities? Or do I want to dangle them in front of the world? Huh. Well, that decision can come later. But what I will do is build essentially a little mini dome over here that I can then turn into my garage for the little rover. So yeah. This can also be a point for a turret. Granted, it'll be kind of a pain to have a turret coming up through the ceiling. We'll see how the interior looks. I guess if it comes to it, this could also just be a point for a wind turbine.
Deep low.
Okay. We got a nice little ramp into this. Put down my patented cheap half-slope floor. It should still be fine because the rover won't be... It doesn't have thrusters because it's a car, so it shouldn't, like, damage anything to the point where you'd need a full block to deal with the damage. Okay. So that's something else that I can weld up. And then I'll have to build the smaller dome structure. But that should be plenty of room. Pull the vehicle in. I can have a pipe coming up from the back here with a connector for it. Hello. Yeah, that should be good. Have that back. So you can be doing stuff. You can go out here to access your vehicle. And I should maybe have... Oh, maybe that's what I'd do. Or no, I talked about having a landing pad for the scrap metal. Kind of out front, maybe. So I could also have a landing pad. If I run some connectors, I could have a landing pad for the the blue Buzzy to land on and charge here. Because I don't know, I guess I could take it with me, but I don't know. I'll amass a whole
Energy.
garage of ships that I have to fly and carry with. Excuse me, turret. Let's get some power into us. And then we should be good to load up the Buzzy and get going. Okay. Go ahead. I'm really not using much oxygen, which is a good thing, I guess, but I could almost forego the bottle. Seems at the rate I breathe it, I have to come back for hydrogen or electricity first anyway. That looks full up. Okay. Remote access scrap metal, which is the Buzzy because they're connected. So. So we want to load up the welder and connector. That's all the cargo on board. So now let's see if we can take off. Turn the batteries on first. That. No. Okay. Let's try emptying out the connector first. Oops. Helps if we are... Helps if the thrusters are on. But no, we cannot fly. Well, that's not good. Oh, and look at it go limp. Okay. I've got a plan. Let's build some more thrusters on it. We'll start with 2 more here and see kind of how we go. Turn them off. Okay. Now I can access the port to get all the bits I need. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Remote control. Nope. That button. Need to add these 2 to the thrust group. And now, if I turn on, we can fly. Okay. Well, let's just see. Okay, so that antenna goes that far. Forget how far my antenna goes, but it's only 155 meters away, so should be good. Okay, 26 minutes of power. I thought the battery was full. Huh. May just use a lot. Well, we'll see how far we go. I may have to put more reverse thrust on this thing as well. Because it is a little bit slow on the old stopping. That means I can't really angle myself forward how I'd like to actually weld things. What? So this needs welding. Oh, and I whacked it. I mean, it definitely helps with getting the sort of wide swath of welding done. That is the benefit of a ship welder. It's not only can they hold a lot, but they can also place a lot. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, I can only just see where the welding bit is. There at the top of the screen. I almost need to set the camera back a little further. Well, it seems to be doing all right. $86. Okay, we are out. So now we fly home and restock, I guess. So, not incredible, but does the job. Let me see. I've got an idea. So currently, the camera's there. And now. Yep, I just whacked my microphone. So my initial thought was if I moved the remote control to here, move the camera to right where the remote control is, I might be able to better see this, but I think it's not the distance that's the problem, so much as the... Whoa. Okay. I found the trampoline. So I think the issue, it's not so much the distance, but it's the angle. I think I'm just seeing like this little edge, and the welders are up here, so I don't know if there's a good way to fix that. But what I can do is remove these thrusters. And give myself some more reverse thrust. So that hopefully I'll be able to hold an angle downward a little easier. Okay. So control, K, turn off those, and into the group. And fix that. Whoa! It's sprightly when it's empty. There we go. So, load up our goods. Let's see if we can lift more. Just barely. I think, at least for this lower part, we should be good. Because it's fairly level, but even with those thrusters, I doubt I can hold it at this weight. We're also peaking our power. Whoop. Yeah, let's get in here and get some of this steel plate out. It's very heavy. We are quite sluggish. Now we're better. Is the unfortunate thing with cameras is it really does limit your field of view. Because normally you can go into third person, but I don't think I didn't install the camera panning mod, which I might do later because it is quite handy. Okay, well, so that's one loop. I'll go ahead and I guess get the rest of this welded and then bring it back. Unless, of course, something interesting shows up to kill me in the meantime. Steel production is slow. Is there anything... I guess I could set it to do some more of the battery charging. I guess I could go scout for ores. Let's have it do... a whole bunch. Ah, excuse me. A whole bunch of steel. We'll see how much it actually does, because I think I'd queued up a couple thousand before and it didn't seem to care. So, whoopty. Let's see if we can go out now that it's light and find some good ore. Now I have... okay, ore detector is max range. There's a spot right over there. Let's see what we can detect. Magnesium, silicon, some ice. Don't really need ice. Okay. So the main thing of value here, I think, is magnesium. So we'll do a new GPS. Okay. There's also an unknown signal. Mars. Magnesium. Oh, it's gonna come down close. It might be... so there's another mark over there. I believe... yeah, I see some marks over this way. So kind of loop around that way. Pick up that signal. Believe that's yep. Just kind of this side of this little bluff. See what's over here. I can really use most anything. Because again, the using an actual ore deposit is a lot more efficient than just digging dirt. So even some iron. Okay, some more magnesium. Some more ice. If it's more silicon, I'm not going to be too impressed. Hey, silicon. Okay. Let's go out to this one. You can see just kind of off that way. Oh, and actually... what are you, Mr. Boulder, while I'm here? Oh, silver. That could be handy. Mars silver boulder. It's probably the right way to spell boulder. That might be like the city and not the rock formation. But, oh well. It'll get the point across. Oh, this is where the drone wrecked. That's its little crater. So this was, yeah, this is the silver and gold that I'd seen. Yeah, so... Mark that one Mars gold. So that's handy. Right there. Yeah, there's one up on this ridge. Let's see what is here. I do love the look of this little thing. Let me go ahead and post it up on the workshop for people to toy around with. Not the best vehicle, but it's definitely fun. Okay, so this is a bunch of ice. Bunch of ice. Okay, looks like that's just ice. Which could be somewhat helpful, except for I'm next to the pole, which is made out of ice. Granted, if I'm right, so that's technically snow. That's nickel. And that could come in handy. We'll mark it. So the issue with snow, is it EL or LE? I think it's EL. Snow is less efficient. So you get less ice out of the same, you know, rock as you would if you were mining straight ice off like a lake. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue because there's so much of it. And if you remember at the ice lake, the fuel hole, at the fuel hole, we did like a sweep back and forth with that arm and we were set for life. So my intent is to make something similar to that here. A big sweeping arm, and if we have to do more sweeps, that should be okay. Is this another flying one? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know why they're giving me all... No, it's the fake flying one. Okay. Ooh, a metallic helmet. I don't think I had that one. Oh, and a welder that's worse than mine. What a gift. Oh, we'll grind it down anyway. If I... Whoa. Have I seen this? What is here? Was this just the... Oh, no, some more silver. Is it just silver here? More silver. Okay, so this is more silver and gold. Well, it's near impossible to see the ore marks on this ice. Oh, look at it go forever. Okay, so silver and gold we are not wanting. Yeah, that's some more gold. So in fact, I may mark this over here as silver and gold, because it's so much closer. Get rid of you. Nope, not that one. Mars, silver, and gold. Yeah. So that should be easy if I happen to find myself in need. I can just hop on over and dig myself a little hole with the miner. I mentioned earlier, I think I'm not going to bother too much with setting up like drill rig systems, because as fun as they are, silicon, I don't need silicon. As fun as they aren't actually useful particularly. At least that far away. If it were like right at your base and you could pipe it in, then sure. But the whole having to like get it on and going, it takes so long to drill in that I ended up having everything I needed just from the stone it got. Yeah. Could be useful, but not really in my case. It's much easier and just build a ship that's capable of going and getting it. More silicon. Let's see what's on this hillside. Ooh, some iron. A whole lot of iron. Ooh, iron and cobalt. That's a handy one. Okay. I guess I wasn't actually typing there. So that may come in handy. I don't really have a ton of cobalt, so if I need some, I may actually... This may be the first hole I dig, just to get cobalt. We'll check this little spot here. Okay, just some ice. So if I find that the snow is just completely useless, I may use that to dig. This is fun. There's something I love about Mars is it's much smoother than Earth, so you can just kind of drive vehicles forever. It's kind of a benefit of the Pertram world, which is kind of the idea, I guess, because they released it with like Mad Max Cars update. But it does make it kind of the ability to just drive and use a ground vehicle, use a little rover. I find it strangely more fun than building big ships. So, may just be me. Okay, how much steel do we got? I'm gonna hop inside, just so I don't run out of precious power or oxygen. Except for I have to open the door to let the oxygen back in. Okay. So, do that and take a look. Okay. Quite a bit more steel. And it was still refining some. Perfect. Okay. Well, I've got some on my person from that, but go ahead and load up again. Set out on our merry way. So let's view that. Thrusters, battery on, and whoops. Oh, it's because, okay, maybe we won't sit in the seat. So what's happening, because the antenna for the scrap metal is off, it won't let me use my suit suit antenna. It wants me to use the ship one, which I don't want to use, because I'm still paranoid that might summon death upon me. Though, it honestly doesn't seem... I mean, I guess that Oban Tide could be... yeah, that could be... I don't really want to piss it off. But I don't think most of those actually care too much about your little person or antennas. It's only if you go and attack them that they get uppity. So, I don't know, I probably could use the antenna. Live my life free of fear. Really? Oh. That was a lot of movement there. Okay. Well, we'll try and get the rest of this finished. Okay. So, we aren't quite done. I kind of did a load, looked over, and realized I'm pretty much out of recording time for this week. So, unfortunately, unlike other times when we end because we've completed our goals, we're kind of going to just end here. But, I mean, that's a dome, so that's more than we had. Got a little platform. We've done some scouting. A little bit of salvage. So it's a pretty light episode, but should still be something. Now what I may do is, if I have time, I guess I may just record the next episode and finish welding. But I may do the welding off camera, knock that stuff out, and then bring it back when something interesting is happening. So, or at least more interesting. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this week. So thank you all for watching. Be here same time, same place. So, hope to see you then, metaphorically, because I can't see you all actually while this is happening. Bye-bye!